Hi! If you're a musician like me, you've probably been struggling at least a little bit with the quarantine and how it's been tough to come up with ideas or maybe stay productive in this crazy time that we're all in right now. And I thought that today I would share a little bit about how I write songs and record them, because I think that it's really easy to get into a slump about being creative during a time like this. But at the same time, being creative is almost the solution to feeling like you're not good enough or not doing enough. And I hope that after today's video, you get some insight into how to be creative in your own way with your own music. So without further ado, let's do it. So I was sitting the other day, I'm gonna move this camera closer. I was sitting the other day in my room, just chilling, and I had this idea, these chords sort of came to me, very simple. I'm tuned a half step down right now though, so that might make things a little bit crazy depending on where you're at. But so I had this idea and these chords recorded, and I decided to go ahead and mess with my looper a little bit to try and layer it up a little and find a melody that worked. If you want to know how to use a looper, I actually have a video on it on this channel that you can check out, but I laid it down on the looper. And I thought, you know what, it sounds kind of bare, let's add some percussion to it. You can hear my percussion to it in the loop, but I think it sounds kind of cool. So yeah, just a simple, very bare bones loop here. And I was just playing around with that for a long time. And you know, when you loop, you can mess around and play all kinds of little riffs. And I started singing as well. And I kept coming back to this line and this idea of working at a daycare. And this is an issue that really kind of affects me personally because my girlfriend works in a daycare and she doesn't have a job right now because of the COVID-19 epidemic. And I was thinking, well, what would it be like to be in the perspective of someone? And that's sort of when the chords started taking on a new meaning and the song started to become sort of a story. Eventually I came up with the lyrics of 9 months in the daycare, can't afford to stay. Kids and families love her, but there's always bills to pay. Woke up on a Wednesday with money on the brain. Hard work, God's plan, and determination get you through our day. Get you through our day. That was the general idea. And then I decided, you know what? Let's take it to the computer and let's record something that's a little bit more larger than life and a little bit more produced. So that's what happened next. Once I got the song idea down and sort of a general direction that I wanted to go, that's when I started to record it and actually get it down somewhere so I could remember what the heck I was even playing to begin with. I use GarageBand, which I know is like not the best recording software in the world, but I think for some simple stuff that you just want to remember and kind of document as far as your progression is concerned, it's a really good program. So I went ahead and started just recording it from the bare bones. And I liked the idea I had on acoustic, but I kind of wanted it to sound a little more produced, which is why I made the guitar sound a little bit different. And I started out with just this really basic loop. Super chill, a nice vibe, nothing too crazy. And from there, that's when I started to record and add in those vocals that I was showing you guys earlier. So just the vocals and that loop sound like this. She put 9 months in the daycare, can't afford to stay. The kids and families love her, but there's always bills to pay. I think the thing that makes this a little bit different is when it gets past the introduction and the first chorus. It's when you get a little bit more of a beat and a layer. So at first, I had something pretty like basic. I just had another guitar part come in, and it sounded kind of like this. Pretty simple and just kind of like an extra layer, but I wanted to add to that and make it a little bit unique, so I went ahead and did some beatboxing over it. And I'm not the best beatboxer in the world at all, so I was like, this sounds kind of shallow. I want to add some bass to it to really make it pop. And then I did this like MIDI bass, which you can see I'm starting to like add the layers in. Gives it that really thick, meaty punching sound. And then when you leave from that to the verse, you got that snapping. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. We're making vibes. We're making vibes. So I layered all these different elements in, and when you're exiting that first chorus, you get this effect. Money on the brain, hard work, God plan, and determination. Don't always get you through on day. Got that little synth in there, creates a nice little like break from the vocals. I was always told that fairness and love and loyalty. I'm not gonna play the whole song just because I don't want to like overwhelm you, and it's a lot. But I will link the song in the description of this video to my SoundCloud, where I have a lot of other demos recorded that I just like to put together for fun. Okay, so that's the thing, is once I got those basic ideas, putting the rest of the song together was pretty fun and self-explanatory, at least for me as a musician, and I'm not gonna go super in depth. The last thing that I wanna emphasize is having a unique entrance for your song and a unique closing for your song. And that's something that's really important to me, because I wanna like capture people's interest from the get-go, kind of like, you know, somebody that's doing a really good speech or something that's really cool. They're gonna like get your attention right away. And so for the start of this song, I recorded like some reverby guitar to kind of set the mood. So here's what I recorded for that. Just kidding. But you know, you get the idea. You get the point. And then for the end, I really wanted an outro that was super cool and that like wasn't typical. And also I wanted to challenge myself a little bit vocally, because this song's pretty comfortable. So here's what I came up with for the outro. I decided to layer a bunch of vocals together to create kind of like a pop punk 90s vibe. But I think it ends the song really cool. Woke up on a Wednesday, money on the brain, hard work, God's plan, his determination. Always get you through on day. So yeah, you got like a lot of like little samples going on underneath the main vocal, and then all together with the music in that section. Here's what that sounds like. Woke up on a Wednesday, money on the brain, hard work, God's plan, his determination. Always get you through on day. Nice little mellow ending. I think it's pretty cool and chill. So yeah, if you want to listen to the full song, I'm just going to leave the camera. If you want to listen to the full song, you can check out my SoundCloud in the description below. And remember, just because we're locked inside doesn't mean we can't have fun and enjoy the quarantine by being creative and expressing ourselves. If you want to show me something you're working on, a creative project that you're into right now, whether that's art, music, reading, writing, whatever floats your boat, leave those comments down below, and make sure to subscribe to my channel. I release videos weekly, and I love connecting with people that do art and music too. So yeah, until the next video, I'll see you later.